Guys, so we are solving for a system of equations by graphing here. So we have two equations with two unknowns or two variables. So two variables here, x and y. Forgive the fact that I wrote it down this way, to line up everything, as it's supposed to because of space. All right. So let's take it as that. So we have equation 1, which is the first one here, and then equation 2. All right. So always, to make your life a lot easier, you can just do this, and then you do that, so that you know what you are already doing. So let's go to this one here. So y equals to mx plus b is actually the slope-interceptor form. All right. So slope-interceptor form is what we're going to do for each equation to make sure that we're going to use the slope, to draw the line here. All right. So if we take the first equation, y equals to negative 2x plus 5. So that one seems to really conform with the format here. So we don't really need to do a lot of work there, right? So equation 1 then, so equation 1, which is y. So y equals to negative 2x plus 5. So what's happening here is what? So from here we can pull out m, which is the slope, which is negative 2 over 1. All right? And then the y-intercept is always the b. That means the value that is added to the x variable. So in this, and then x is always 0, and then y 5. So for the y-intercept, x is always equal to 0, and then the y value is the 5. Keep that in mind, please, okay? Because a lot of people make that mistake. So now from here, from those two elements now, we'll be able to solve for the line. So we can draw it. So we go 0, 5. So 0, and then for the y, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, and then we have 5 here. Okay, we can make up our nest of 5, no problem. That's our first point. Now, second point, how do we get it? We're going to get it from the first point by using what? The slope. Okay, so we have negative 2 over 1. So negative 2, so that's the y value on the top, and then the x value at the bottom, always for the slope. So we go negative 2. So from the first one, we go 1, 2 down, negative 2, and then 1 over. Okay, so that will be our second point. If we needed a third point, we can just go down again, 1, 2, and then 1. It's not needed, but it's just to show you that you can always get a third point just to make it even straight. Okay, so we go from the first point, which is 0, positive 5, the y slope for the y for the slope. So then we take it 5, and then we go 1, 2 down, 1 over, because we have negative 2 over here, okay, and then positive on the bottom for x, so y and x. So that's why we went 1, 2 down on the y-axis, and then 1 over for the x-axis. And then we go again, 1, 2 down, and then 1. Okay, so this one is the y-intercept, okay? All right, so that's the name for it. So then we can draw the line now. So bear with me, please, because I'm not using a ruler here. I'm just using my Picasso's scale. All right, so that would be our equation 1. Okay, finish with that. So now we go with equation 2. So for equation 2, we have, so for equation 2, for equation 1, equation 2, so we have a 3y plus 6x equals to 15. So what's happening with that? So we have to put it in the format of the slope-interceptor form. That means leaving y alone. So to do that, so we got, what are we going to get rid of? We're going to get rid of 6, right? So by doing negative 6x, both sides. So we end up with 3y equals to what? Negative 6x plus 15. Okay? And then we're still solving for y, so that means what? We're dividing everybody by 3. And once we do that, so the 3 is crossed out from that one here. So now we can come here and just follow through. So 3, 3 out, what is left? Y left. This is equal to negative 6 divided by 3 is going to give us what? Negative 2x. And then 15 divided by 3 is going to give us what? 15. And this is it. So m is equal to what? Negative 2 over 1. And then the y-intercept is what? 0. And then, sorry, 15 divided by 3 we said is 5, not 15. Okay, so 0 and 5. All right? But something that you guys can just see already, a pattern happening. Meaning what? The slope is negative 2 over 1 for the first equation. Second equation, slope is negative 2 over 1. So the slope is just the same. And then what's happening to the y-intercept 0, 5, y-intercept also 0, 5. You guys see what is just happening. Okay? So that means 0, 5, so that means 0, 5, same point here for the first one. Slope negative 2, 1, 2, 1. 1, 2 down, 1 over. Okay? So it's just the same line actually. So equation 2, ladies and gentlemen, is just the same thing as equation 1. So both equations yield the same line, we say. Okay, so equation 1 and equation 2 yield the same line. Okay? So if both of them yield the same line, our final solution is called infinite number of solutions. Okay? So our final answer is infinite number of solutions. Infinite number of solutions. Okay, so that means we cannot count it, because if you even think about it, so this is the line that we have, right? So what's happening is from the top all the way down to the bottom, the two lines connect, they meet all the way down. So we cannot even count it. We cannot count the number of times they're meeting. So that's why we have an infinite number of solutions. Okay, that's the reason why. All right? Okay, thank you.